Welcome back to another episode of, let's say it together.
The Twinster Pod.
Good job. Where's the crowd?
I don't know how together that was, but
it was together. It sounded together on my end. We're so glad that you joined us, and we have a fun theme today, especially since it's been snowing here. We got, what do we get? 9 inches of snow or 8 inches, something like that.
Yeah.
Lots of snow early in December. But before we get started and talk about what we gonna talk about, we have to sing our theme song. So are you ready, Lorraine?
I'm ready.
All right. Here we go. Hi, I'm Amy.
And I'm Lorraine.
And this is the Twinster Pod. Jazz. Thank you.
Wow.
And I'm pretty sure people join literally just for the theme song.
Just for that. It's amazing.
It's memorable. It's memorable.
It is.
Speaking of memorable, our subject theme, whatever you want to call it today, is called Let It Snow, Our Biggest Winter Memories. So we've got some fun winter memories. And if you are listening and you've never had a winter or your winters are warm, you probably won't be able to relate to a lot of what we're saying, right? But, I've always wanted to live somewhere where it's tropical and you just have 2 seasons a year, like warm, hot. But I do like the changing of the seasons. My favorite season is fall, but we already passed fall and now we've got our Christmas stuff out. So we're going to talk about some fun winter memories with the snow and relatives and fun things that we remember as kids. So Lorraine, I'm going to let you kick it off and tell us what you got, girl.
Okay. So when we were talking about this, the first thing that came to my mind is, and a lot of people talk about this. So we, are from Illinois. Amy still lives there, central Illinois. So kind of where the corn and the bean fields are. So just big open fields. So anytime it snows and blows, you're going to have drifts because it's all kind of open. But the blizzard of 1978. Now, it's going to tell you how old we were because we were 8 years old. And I don't remember, 16 inches of snow, maybe. It was a ton of snow because we didn't have school, I think, for a week. And I can remember going in our backyard and the snow was so deep that we just built tunnels that we crawled around in the backyard.
Yeah.
We had a pretty big yard and we had a garden like past the backyard. So I can remember playing out there, probably in our snowsuits, just crawling around in these snow tunnels. There was so much snow. I remember seeing a picture of it and there was a car on a road and then just walls of snow next to that car. Do you remember anything about year?
Grandma and Grandpa came and got us. Did they come and get us from our house and took us back to the farm or vice versa?
Oh, yeah. Was it something about electricity or?
I don't know. Or maybe we wanted to go to their house because we were snowed in for several days, if I'm remembering correctly. Mom could tell us how many days we were snowed in, but I know they came and got us. I'm pretty sure they came and got us and took us to the farm.
Well, it could be because Mom and Dad called and said, come and get these kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we could play, out the farm was endless fun. So they probably needed a break.
Yeah, they probably did. And it was fun. And because I think the tractor was heated, right? I'm pretty sure the tractor was heated.
He had a cab with heated.
Yeah. And so I can just remember, you're right. I remember the snow being like, on both sides of the road, and it was piled so tall. And it was just like, but we loved it because we were out of school for several days and we didn't have to, we have to go.
And I'm sure Grandpa's tractor had a snowplow. I'm sure he put a snowplow on there and plowed it because they lived down a country road and no snowplow ever went down there. So they lived, about a mile?
They did
a country
about
road.
a mile down the road. So you could come to a mile down the road, and then you turn left and get on the highway to come to our house, which was another couple miles maybe.
Hmm.
So we were probably about 3 miles
Probably.
from our house. But I'm sure Dad, I bet he made it to Real King every day. He probably didn't miss a beat. He probably was the first one there, was there early.
And he was never afraid to drive in anything. And he always went the back roads
Yeah.
because he could drive as slow as he wanted.
You'd be like, I can handle it. We got this.
Yeah.
But what I really, and you guys can all relate to this probably as kids, especially if you lived in any kind of wintry situation. The kids that live in cities that don't get winter or, sleet or ice or snow or anything won't have any idea. They're probably like, gosh, that'd be nice. But we would always watch the television the night before. WTWO or THI at a Terre Haute would have it crawling across the bottom what schools were going to be out. And you'd be like, please, Shiloh, because that's where we went to school. Please, Shiloh, you would see it, you'd be like, yes, because you knew you didn't have school the next day. We'd pray that we wouldn't have school.
Yeah, because there was no Facebook, there was nothing on. I mean, there was no internet yet, so we had to wait and see. I think eventually they started calling, so if the phone rang and it would be a recording. But yeah, when we were little, we had to watch to see if the television stations put no school, Shiloh school.
We would pray for it, and you have one snow day and then you'd be like, oh my gosh, I hope we're out tomorrow. And very rarely would they give us 2 days off, and I think they had to count for snow days because then they tacked it on to the end and you'd always have to go later in May if you.
Yeah, they did. And in Illinois, I mean, they have equipment up there that they can use to clean off the roads, and they have salt and they have snow plows. We lived in Texas and they didn't have snow plows. So if they got an inch of snow, like everything was shut down. I can remember being a teacher there. Like there was probably a dusting of snow, maybe not even an inch. And we took the first graders outside so they could touch it, play in it, because a lot of them hadn't seen snow before. So it's kind of funny, the difference.
Big difference. Yeah, because you were in Texas in 22 when that deep freeze went through, isn't that right?
Yeah.
Bad.
There was snow and ice. They called it Snowmageddon. But everything there was. So what's crazy is we had to take turns having electricity in Austin, Texas, which is crazy. Sounds like a third world country, but it wasn't set up for like all the electricity that the heaters and everything, the electricity that was pulling the grid just is not set up for that. So when it was our turn, I mean, it was so cold and there's no electricity, there's no internet. You can make coffee, you can cook. I remember we went to Home Depot and bought a charcoal grill just so we could have hot dogs. But yeah, it's crazy that we had to share electricity. But yeah, I can remember. So we have Jeeps, and when we had electricity, we were in this neighborhood group, and there were people on there asking, "Can somebody bring us coffee? We don't have electricity." And so Tim and I delivered coffee.
Well, that was
to several people in our Jeep. Yeah, because people got to have their coffee. But yeah, it's crazy the difference down there.
Yeah. They're just not, I mean, one little snow and even in Illinois, sometimes people don't know how to drive. You forget how to drive, but especially in Texas, when we lived in Texas back in, gosh, was it probably 95, I would say maybe it snowed down there. And I'm talking like a dusting of snow, which wouldn't shut anything down, normal usually would get it. But people are like, I got to go home early because we worked second shift at we worked in like an office, a printing company, and Perry was like the supervisor and I was a proofreader, but we had a lot of second shift people that were like, oh, it started, really getting bad. Well, getting bad in Texas style.
To them, yeah.
So people were like, I got to leave. And I'm talking, it was just like flurries. And we were like, you got to leave for this. But they were like, I can't drive in anything like that, So but just people aren't used to it. And we have, and actually we had, like I said, almost 9 inches of snow yesterday, which is real, I think, early. Usually we don't have snow till
Yeah.
January.
And it's crazy because Tim and I live here in Boise, Idaho, and we're here in the mountains and
Yeah.
we haven't had, I mean, I think we had a little bit of snow
Yeah.
earlier, but it's crazy that you guys have had so much more than we have.
Hmm. And I checked the temperature yesterday when we were watching. Oh, we were watching a lot of football games because it's kind of the only thing that was on. But it was, I think, Baylor was playing Houston. I'm pretty sure that's who it was. So I
Mhm.
checked the temperature in Austin, Texas, just to see what it was. 75 degrees because it was beautiful there. And I was like, I wonder if it's like 50 degrees or no, 75. And it's just crazy how different the temperatures are,
Yeah.
over the United States. It's just kind of a weird, fascinating thing. And I think Houston, so I was like, well, I'm gonna check the temperature in Houston. It's probably warmer than Austin. It was like 70. So it was warmer in
Mm.
Austin than it was in Houston, which Houston's closer to the ocean.
Mhm.
It's just wackadoodle. So,
Yeah.
but,
Yeah.
but yeah, the snow, snow stories. I'm sure you've got your own. I mean, one time we had tickets. Gosh, I don't even know, 19, I don't even know what year it was. We had moved back from Texas, so I don't know. But anywho, Perry got us tickets to the Reba McEntire concert up in Champaign. Do you remember us going to that? And it was terrible. Like I was
Mm-mm.
praying, I had my eyes closed praying the whole way. We had a white Ford Taurus and we barely made it to Champaign. Well,
Wow.
they canceled the concert because it was so bad, but we had made it up there. And then we had to we were just like, well, I don't know, where are we going to go? So we found this janky hotel because all the nice hotels were taken. Plus, we didn't have a lot of money either. So we were like, let's just find something. And we found one. And then by 11 o'clock that night, the snow had stopped. They said the roads were clear. We were like, let's go home because we didn't take any. We were just young and dumb.
Yeah.
We didn't take anything with us, thinking we get stuck. We should have never went in the first place. But Perry left his wallet at the hotel. So we got all the way
Oh
from the
gosh.
collection. We had to drive all the way back and get his wallet the next morning, but they hadn't gone in and cleaned the offices or the rooms or anything like that. So we were able to get in there and get his wallet.
Gosh.
Wallet. I mean, we should have never driven up there, but that was one. I mean, now I think even 10 years ago, there's no way I would have went. But I think when you're 20s, you're just like, we can make it.
Oh yeah.
So not anymore. If it's bad, I'm just like, sorry, we can't go because I'm not risking my life getting out on ice and snow. You might be
Oh,
a good driver, but you don't know how the other person is coming at you.
exactly. Exactly. One more thing I can think of is I think we were 9 or 10. Mom started working at Shiloh as the school nurse in 1979. And so it was after that because she worked there. It started snowing and sleeting while we were at school, and nobody could leave. I
Yeah.
mean, I think some of the people that lived, so we lived 11 miles. It was like 6 small towns combined. We lived 11 miles from the school.
We were
And
the
now
farthest, probably.
we were the farthest, yeah. Now, Hume was just like half a mile from the
Mhm.
school. So probably those people were able to get their kids, but the kids who lived farther away and out in the country, they made us stay at school. And I can remember them feeding us ham sandwiches and milk in the cafeteria. Um, and just until, it could stop, could get some roads cleared. And dad made it up to get us. I don't know if, I think he followed a snowplow up there because I think, then you could tell that the
Mhm.
snow plows, like you could contact and just say, hey, those kids are stuck at school. We need to help get them because these are country roads. Like we just lived, in the country. But I can remember, I think dad drove up there and got us, and we left mom's car there, and then they went back and got it the next day. But that was crazy. And then I can remember one more time we were coming home on the bus, and there's a curve on the, it's because they call it the Shiloh Road, and there's a curve between, and people that went to school with us know, between the Sullivan's houses on the Shiloh Road. And there was another little house right here on that curve. Well, the bus slid off into the ditch, and one of the kids on the bus got off to go use this one's phone, because there was no phones. There were no bus phones, no cell phones, and the old lady would not let us in. She wouldn't let the kids in. She's like, "No, you can't use my phone." There's a whole school bus of kids out there. So Amy and I got on. All the buses had CB radios, and our family did too. We had handles on the CB. I was Pocahontas. What were you?
Chub.
That's right. That's right. Thanks to Grandpa. But I was Pocahontas because we had long hair and braids. But we got on the CB and called Dad, and they got tractors with snowplows to come up, and I think, obviously, I think somebody hooked onto the bus and pulled us out, or parents came and picked up kids. But yeah, I can remember that, just sliding off into the ditch.
We always kind of got made fun of for having a CB in our house and, communicating with people like that. But who was grateful that we knew CBs and knew I had handles?
That's right. That whole bus of kids and that bus driver.
Just like when I bring snacks, I'll bring like walnuts, almonds, whatever. You just bring something with protein in. I put it in my purse because I'm like, you never know where you're going to be and you need a little something. And Perry's always like, why are you bringing snacks? Because who's the first person to be like, you got anything? Perry. So, some of the things we might do be like, that seems weird. But then the first people that need help are the ones that always sometimes are like judging you a little bit. So,
well, and our friends I saw on Facebook, they got stuck in that wreck on 70 yesterday, and for 6 hours, and they didn't have any snacks. So yeah, you would have been popular.
100%. Because I always have something. You just never know where you're going to get stuck. We should do a podcast sometime on our favorite snacks and like fun stories on who's wanted snacks and who needed snacks, and like just a snack party. We'll call it a snack party.
I like that. And one thing Dad would say too is fill your tank up with gas. He never let us drive our cars below half. Now, I don't know what Amy does now, but I never let my Jeep get below half tank of gas.
I do, because I like to live on the edge.
Not me. But that's so smart, because if you get caught in a wreck and you're out on the interstate.
Yeah, because you might be like, well, I'll just get off, at the next exit. But what if there's a wreck, like you get stuck for 6 hours, you might run out of gas. You're going to freeze. And you can't guarantee that it's safe to get into the car of the people that you're next to. Who knows? It might be, but you don't 100% know.
Yeah, so just be prepared, make sure you have enough gas, especially when it's cold. And they say to put a blanket in there too. So definitely snacks.
Snacks, fill your tank with gas, and
probably some bottles of water.
A blanket, and also begin your journey with prayer.
Yes, exactly. Every time.
Every time. So what we like to do is end our podcast with funny memes or just some funny things. And so Lorraine, instead of doing some funny memes, you tell them what you've got for them this time.
Okay. So I found, it's called A Wholesome Christmas Movies for the Family. It's a list of movies because, tomorrow's December 1st. I know everybody's going to start watching Christmas movies. So I thought this would be something cool to read to you. So it says Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Of course, everybody has to watch that. Miracle on 34th Street. A Charlie Brown Christmas, which is my favorite. Yes, I have that album downloaded on my phone, and I listen to that music. If you don't have it, oh yeah, you should. I love it. Don't make fun of me. Frosty the Snowman. Oh, A Muppet's Christmas. That's cute. It's a Wonderful Life. That was on the other night. A Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
The Polar Express. And this isn't on here, but Matt's favorite is Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Yeah. Was Elf on the list?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
It says wholesome, so I guess that's not
maybe it's not
wholesome.
wholesome. My goodness, he's so
Yeah.
funny though. Christmas was Santa's coming, Santa's coming. It's just like, oh my goodness, yeah.
I know him.
I know him. Yeah. All right. So mine are funny Christmas memes. I've only got a couple of, maybe three. So the tree isn't the only thing getting lit this year. I don't know if you can see it. There you go.
Oh, geez.
Which is always funny. Perry said there is one that says, I'm going to put a bow on myself and lay underneath the tree just so my family knows that I'm the gift this year. So I think he's going to get a sweatshirt that says that on there.
Oh,
um,
jeez.
letting y'all know the only thing I can afford this Christmas is to pray for you. And then going along with the same thing, what do you want for Christmas? Lately, I've been really into groceries and gas. Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, that is the truth.
Yeah. I love
Take some of that too.
I love a big basket of practical things. Lorraine knows it's my favorite gift. Ziploc bags, toilet
Yep.
paper, paper towels, aluminum foil, and then all the soap, dishwasher pods, Tide pods,
Plastic silverware.
silverware, all that stuff. It just blesses me to no end because then I don't have to buy
True.
it.
Yeah. And it's useful. That's the thing. I'm buying people useful gifts
Yeah.
this year. Not very many, but
Mm-mm.
what I'm getting are useful.
Yeah, useful and things they will use. Exactly. So
Yeah.
we hope we made you laugh, helped you kind of think of some Christmas, not Christmas memories, but like snowmageddon memories and things that maybe have happened in your childhood and even maybe currently. So, and we hope we just made you smile. That's what we're all about.
That's right. We
Exactly.
like to make you laugh, smile, take your mind off of things,
Exactly. So
put your mind on good things.
we want you to join us next time for our next podcast. But until then, please stay safe. Stay safe on the roads and Merry early Christmas to you.
Yeah. Have a great holiday season, everybody. Remember, the reason for the season is Jesus.
There you go. See you next time.
Bye.